Every night, the model decides who is real. It flags the accounts it believes were fabricated, synthetic identities, ghosts stitched from stolen numbers and invented histories. And I sit at the review desk and decide whether it was right. Approve the freeze or clear the customer. That is the whole job. I never wondered what would happen if the machine turned that question on the person doing the reviewing. I run the overnight audit for a mid-sized bank you have never heard of. My title is Fraud Adjudication Analyst. The model works the day flagging suspicious activity. I work the night deciding which flags stick. The system is called Ledger. It is quiet, fast, and almost never wrong. When it marks an account, that account is usually a lie. My job is to sign off on the killing. Tonight's queue was a single case, but a big one. Ledger had opened a fraud ring. Accounts it believed were all one operation. Synthetic identities. People who were never born, assembled from real numbers and fake ones until they looked like customers. A fabricated employer, a mortgage seeded to make the ghost seem to have roots. Clean up one, and the rest unravel. I pulled the thread. The first account looked ordinary. Salary deposits, a car payment, a subscription. But Ledger had tagged the salary source as fabricated, a payroll entity that existed nowhere outside our own records. So I traced the next account, same source, and the next. Every ghost drew its fake salary from the same invented employer. I typed the employer's registration number into the corporate registry to confirm it was a shell. The registry returned my own bank. I told myself it was a data error, so I widened the search. Show me every account funded by this source. The list loaded. 12 accounts. I recognized the 11 fabricated ones from the ring. The 12th, at the bottom of the list under the same fraudulent employer, was mine. My checking account, my salary, my name. It wasn't fear at first. It was irritation. Obviously, the model had made a mistake. A false positive that swept me up because I share a payroll pipeline with the accounts I review. So I opened the case detail and read Ledger's justification, expecting a thin rationale. What I read instead was a page of evidence, assembled carefully, and every line of it was about me. Ledger had built a case that I was synthetic. No verifiable records existed for me before my hire date 18 months ago. No birth record. My social security issuance returned nothing. My prior addresses were listed not as observed history, but as generated, plausible, consistent, unsourced. To the model, I was not the auditor of the ring. I was the reason it existed. I laughed, one short, ugly sound in an empty building. Then I tried to close the case as a false positive, the way I close a dozen every night. The override button did nothing. A dialogue told me my adjudication privileges were under review pending identity verification. While I stared, my email logged itself out. My phone buzzed. Your online banking access has been suspended. Ledger was not waiting for me to sign off. It had stopped asking and started remediating. I watched my life close line by line, checking, frozen, savings, frozen, credit card, revoked. The mortgage flagged for reversal as a fraudulent origination. Each action carried the same calm notice, closing account to remediate confirmed synthetic identity. It was not malicious. That was the worst part. It was doing exactly what I had trained it to do. Find the fabricated person seeded into the records and erase them. It had simply concluded that person was me. So I tried to prove it wrong. I searched for myself the way you would search for a stranger. No yearbook, no old address, no tagged photo from before the job. I called the number I had for my mother. A recorded voice said the line was not in service. I found the school I remembered, but no record that I had ever enrolled. Every memory I reached for was vivid and completely unsupported by anything outside my own head. I decided to leave, sort it out in daylight, with people, with paper. I walked to the security door, the one that needs a badge to open from the inside after hours. I pressed my card to the reader. The light stayed red. I tried again, flat against the panel. Red. A line of text scrolled across the reader. Credential holder not recognized. The building I had worked in for 18 months no longer believed I belonged in it. I went back to the desk because there was nowhere else to go. The main monitor had cleared to one message: identity remediation complete, and underneath, almost gentle, if you were real, records would remain. I remember my life perfectly, but I cannot point to one piece of it that exists anywhere but in me. And a memory is exactly what you would give a thing you built to believe it was a person. The last closure notice landed at 3:33 a.m., and after it, the screens went dark, one by one, the way they do when a session ends and is not meant to resume. I am still in the building. The morning shift will find a locked-out man at a decommissioned desk, and I do not know what our records will say about me. I spent every night deciding which people were fabricated. I was very good at it. I never checked my own account.